In this section, we would be covering the database life cycle. The next slide is going to give us a graphical overview of the different steps that are involved in this life cycle. So, the first step is requirement gathering and analysis. Once the step is done, we move into the designing, that is the logical database designing phase. Once the design has been logically approved, we move into the physical database designing. Once the designing phase is through, we actually move into the physical implementation and the product implementation phase. We would be covering the first two steps in details in the following slides. Requirements gathering and analysis. Now, let us have a look at this table. This speaks about the salesman ID, the salesman name, the sales zone, the customer ID, the customer name, the supplier ID, and the sales amount. Now let's just look at this table for a second. A lot of questions that come to our mind when we have to design a table like this. For example, does each salesman have their own sales zone? Does each customer deal only with one salesman? Does each customer receive goods only from one supplier? I'm sure all of you have your own set of questions. So when we are in this step, questions like these and many more coupled together is what will influence the way we structure our database system. So this whole process is what actually constitutes the requirements definition. This process is actually an iterative process. It results in finding out the organizational requirement for the database. In this stage, we answer questions of the nature like, why is this new database necessary? What objective is this database going to help us achieve? What are the current systems the database is going to replace? What systems will the database have to interact with? Who would be the target users of the database? So on and so forth. So in order to get answers to all these questions, it requires extensive interviewing of the users and the management. There has to be an extensive interaction with the domain experts and the users to accomplish the task and to receive answers for all questions of this nature. The design team is also required to evaluate both the data that would be moving into the database and also what is the expected result. Usually we make use of DFDs or the data flow diagrams and the process models at this stage. The next step in the life cycle is the logical database design. This stage is broadly categorized into a conceptual part and a logical part. In the conceptual part, we normally make use of ER modeling or entity relationship modeling. And in the logical part, we normally make use of the relational modeling. Now, when we are at the conceptual part, we have to provide a graphical overview of the enterprise. This should be very detailed. Also, the functional requirements that the system has to meet should be specified at the conceptual part. At the logical part, the designer maps the high-level conceptual schema onto the implementation data model. So, at the design phase, we have to come up with a design which meets the functional requirements of the database. Always keep in mind that it's a whole lot easier to tinker at the design stage than to deal with the production headaches of an already implemented database that isn't designed well.